My name is Janice Gubbins from Plymouth, Mass. I have a mother of 2 children. Eddie, who is 25 years old, he is ARID 1B, and he is a self-advocate on the Coffin-Siris Syndrome Foundation. He has a younger sister, Ellie, who's 18, and we're so happy to have everyone here. I don't know if I have to go through all our housekeeping information. Everyone will be muted. There is a chat box, and please use that to ask questions. Let's see. The session will be recorded, and I believe the captions are enabled in English. If you have any pitches, be sure to use our hashtags MyCSSFam and CSSConf 2021. And lastly, if you'd like to get involved with the foundation, there's plenty of volunteer opportunities, fundraising, marketing, research, social conference planning, and most recently, we're looking for grant writers for Dr. Vergano. So I'd like to introduce Karrah, who will be our moderator. Karrah just graduated with her master's degree in social work from Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan. She works for Friendship Circle in Michigan as their virtual program coordinator. She works with children's, teens, and young adults with special needs from all over the country through Zoom social groups. And this is her first time participating with the CSS Foundation conference. So, let's see. Karrah, do we want to just start off with Eddie just introducing himself, and then we can go to Joey and then Naomi?
Yes, that sounds great. And if at any point anyone has any questions for the whole panel, just put them in the chat and we'll definitely get to them. But yeah, we can definitely start off with Eddie.
Great, thank you.
Hello, CSS community. My name is Edward Gubbins, and I have the ARID 1B variant of Coffin-Siris Syndrome. I am on the Self-Advocate Advisory Board for the CSS Foundation. I was diagnosed with CSS when I was 9. I am 25 years old from Massachusetts. I currently work as a dishwasher in a country club. I am also taking online Zoom classes at a local college. My favorite hobbies include jigsaw puzzles, swimming, video games, and watching YouTube videos. I am currently trying to get my driver's license.
Thank you, Eddie.
Joey,
go for it. Who's next?
Joey, do you want to go?
Hi, I'm Joey. I'm 30 years old. I live in Baltimore, but I currently live in an apartment in Towson with a roommate. We have staff that help us 24/7. Hobbies are listening to music, playing card games, and on my Switch, doing crossword puzzles in the morning, napping, and watching TV. Before COVID, I attended a supported employment program. I had a couple of part-time jobs doing office work and volunteering in the community. Since COVID, I attend Zooms with the program. A few weeks back, I went for an evaluation to see if my skills would be a great match for a special CVS program. I was diagnosed with CSS on August 19th last year, 8.5 months back. At first, I was nervous when I found out. Now I know just how rare I am.
Thank you, Joey. That was wonderful. Janice, do you know who's next on our list?
Yep, Naomi.
Naomi, awesome.
You ready? Can you say hi? No, you're shy. Hi, I'm Caroline. I work on the admin department on our Coffin-Siris group. This is Naomi. She's 21. She has a SMARCA4 gene mutation. We are currently in the UK and England. She pretty much stays at home mostly with me. Before COVID, we did attend a lot of craft groups, painting and things like that, but COVID meant everything shut down here. But hopefully we're looking to do some volunteer work once things open up here, especially in sort of recycling and garden and hive community-based work, hopefully. She is very well organised. She has the best sense of humour. She loves to watch DVDs and probably could tell you which songs go to which movies. Sound about right? Yeah. She's also very shy and loves her chocolate. Is that everything? Yeah. Want to say hi yet? No.
Thank you, Naomi and Caroline. Thank you so much.
See? We're good. Yeah.
Questions.
I'm not seeing any questions yet in the chat, but feel free to put any questions you all have in the chat. Do we have any more speakers, Janice?
No, just the three of us.
Awesome. Well, I'd love to know, maybe we can get the ball rolling. I'd love to know, since we had to be in quarantine, if anybody picked up any new skills or any new hobbies with quarantine. I feel like that'd be so great to hear from our three speakers if you've learned anything new in the past year, maybe. Eddie, did you have anything that you've learned in the past year?
No.
I know there's been a lot of being at home, that's for sure.
No.
I pretty much know everything on that.
I know you said you like puzzles though, right? I'm sure you got to do a lot of puzzles over quarantine.
Yeah.
And just going to online classes at school and just navigating Zoom and participating, in that different type of environment, is a challenge.
Definitely. Thanks, Eddie. Joey, did you learn anything new over quarantine at all?
No.
I know it's a lot of being at home for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you learned how to use Zoom,
Yeah.
which you hadn't done before.
Yeah.
You used
So
it
true.
for a while. We couldn't get together. Joey was quarantined in his apartment, so he wasn't really able to come out. So we would connect through Zoom, and we had a lot of holidays through Zoom, right?
Yeah.
And he's getting really good at his crossword puzzles.
Nice.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Joey. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Thanks, Joey. How about you, Naomi? Have you learned anything new with the quarantine?
Do yoga. I'm going to say yoga. Been learning how to do yoga and chair exercise to keep yourself
Good.
healthy.
Good.
Yes. Armpits, okay.
Thank you.
And her armpits.
We are getting some questions rolling in. Awesome. Thank you for all these questions. I see one asking about school. How did you find school? Maybe that's during like the online school or finding a good school, a good fit. Anyone want to answer that one first? How did you find school to be? Let's see. First on my screen is Eddie. Eddie, did you want to share your experience with school? How did you find it?
Interesting.
Definitely.
How were your classes?
Hard to keep up.
A little hard to keep up. Yeah, Eddie takes about 3 classes a semester. He struggled a little bit this past semester. Fingers crossed on the last 2 classes that he does okay. But he lets his teachers know that, you know, he has a disability and he does get extra time with tests, and things like that. He is very quiet in his class. I've kind of observed a little bit here and there, but he does okay.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Eddie. How about you, Joey? How did you find school to be?
Good.
Good?
Joey graduated from high school here in Baltimore, a sort of an affiliate school with Johns Hopkins, the Kennedy Krieger High School. It was a good fit for him. It was a level 5 non-public school. He graduated with a high school diploma, and he had to take, at the time, Maryland was requiring HSAs, sort of standardized tests. And so Joey's always proud to say that he passed the HSAs by 1 point, but he still passed. So
With a 1603.
yeah, you needed 1602 to pass, and he got a 1603. So he killed it. You kill it in. You killed it in math. Yeah, he really did an awesome math. So he's great with numbers. And so unlike Eddie, he hasn't done any post high school school. He was not really interested in that. He was more interested in trying to find some employment in something that he would be interested in.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Thanks, Joey.
Sure.
How about you, Naomi? Oh,
Oh, you like school. Naomi started off in a mainstream primary school before being filtered into special school for her secondary education. They couldn't find a place for her because they generally have categories within the special schools, and she didn't quite fit with most of the classes, so she was moved around quite a lot. She found it quite difficult to maintain a friendship because within a year she was moved into another class and had to start the ball rolling again. At 16, I took her out of the special school after a few incidences, and she went into college. She enjoyed the special college. It was within an everyday college, but they had a special needs department. She enjoyed the first year with a lot of enthusiasm. She made new friends. Vocally, she improved, but then her new friends moved on to do other things, and she was left behind. And it was a familiar thing for her that being moved, you know, missing out on keeping friendships. So in her second and third year of college, she wasn't so interested. But since then, she's just enjoyed home life and helping out around the house. So
wonderful.
she says she likes school. She likes assembly and things like that, the musical side of it. There's lots of singing, after school choir, things like that. She preferred that over the actual having to sit down and write.
Awesome.
About that? Yeah.
Thank you, Naomi. Awesome. We're getting lots of great questions in right now. Some of the questions are about, Joey, you said that you live in an apartment with a roommate, and people are wondering about Eddie and Naomi, where they live or how it's going, all the living situations and how that is. Does anyone in particular want to start? Should we keep starting with our order that we have, or Joey, do you want to start? Because right now you said that you're living in an apartment. How is that?
I'm good with that and
Awesome.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Joey is living in an apartment with a roommate. They have they have staff. It's a residential. It's sort of run by a residential group. It's a regular apartment building. You know, typical people live in it. Students live in it, families live in it, and Joey and his roommate Timmy also live in it. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. It's absolutely gorgeous.
PDF.
To die for, absolutely.
Figuratively,
He has a beautiful balcony that overlooks, what do you overlook?
the pool.
The pool area with the barbecues. He has some patio furniture. When it's nice, he can sit out there. They have a gym in the building, don't they?
6 people limit.
6 people limit because of COVID, so you gotta always be careful,
Yeah.
right? And they before COVID, they had a community room that they could use. So we've been in the apartment since when? July of 2019. So it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was quite the process getting Joey residential services in the state that we live in Maryland. But here we are. And I like to say that I think Joey's living his best life ever now.
How can we put the word Maryland in our name? Like,
It'll be too long.
like she has Michigan in her.
Wow, we'd have to take one of our names off.
No, my name's not there. It's just.
Thanks for sharing about that, Joey. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Awesome. Naomi, do you want to talk about your living situation and how that's going for you?
Where do you live? You live. How? You live at home. Yes, she lives at home with myself and her 2 younger siblings. There's no plan just yet to look into residential just yet, or sort of assisted living, but the options there in the future, if and when she's ready. But she loves her bedroom too much. Got posters all the way around. All of her favourite things are in the right place. I think it'd be a huge step to consider moving into sort of her assisted living at this present time.
Awesome. Thank you, Naomi.
Sure. It's okay.
And you, Eddie, how about you?
Still living at home.
Still living at home. It's for right now, it's the best place for him. Hopefully someday he'll have a situation like with Joey, that he will have, an apartment with a roommate. But for right now, where he's still in school, and, he has a minimum wage job, and just home right now is the best place for him. But he has his own bedroom. He helps around the house.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a car. He does not have his license yet, which this can even be a different question. But it provides him the transportation to get to where he needs to go. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Eddie. All right. The next question we have is asking about interactions with relatives and siblings, and how it is with relatives and siblings and your relationships with them. Maybe we can start with Naomi this time.
Oh, we're going to go fast. There we go. As I said, Naomi's got 2 siblings. She's got Hayley, who's 18. Are you close to Hayley? Do you like Hayley? Yeah. Hayley. Yeah. And then her younger brother, Tommy, who's 11. She's very, very close to Tommy. They get on really well. He helps her out a lot, and she spoils him. 12. Huh? 12. He's nearly 12, not quite 12. He'll be 12 soon. 12.
Thank you, Naomi.
That's just
awesome.
my hip all the time. We're very close. We're like friends. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you. How about you, Eddie? With siblings and relatives?
I haven't seen my relatives for a while.
What about your sister?
I see her every day.
So Eddie has a sister, an 18-year-old sister, and they get along well. They truly do love each other, and they may not have a lot of deep conversations, but they definitely care about each other. Absolutely. And she's good to him. She's one of his drivers to get him to work. So, yeah. So they're
Awesome.
good.
Thanks, Eddie. And how about you, Joey?
Yeah, I actually have 2 younger sisters and 1 older bro.
So Joe has an older brother who is 33, who recently moved to New York. So I know Joey's very excited about the possibility of going to visit him and staying in his apartment overnight and having pizza for dinner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Growing up, Joey and his brother were very close. And they do still talk on the phone now. Of course, he lives out of town, so he doesn't see him quite as much as he would normally. He has lots of cousins. Of course, he hasn't seen them much over the last year, but we do get on family Zooms and he sees them then. And he is pretty close with my 2 sisters who he normally would see. One of my sisters lives pretty close, so he would see her. But the family, at the holidays, they're very welcoming to Joey. He's a part of everything that happens. He's included and invited to go to everything. So it's, I guess, just as we would, like it. So I think that he's well accepted by our family and included in everything.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joey.
Sure.
The next question we have is about work, because I know Eddie and Joey, you both said that you have jobs. How do you like your jobs? How is that?
Well, I'm still searching for one.
Oh, still searching for one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Joey used to, before COVID, he had a job. He had a couple jobs. He had a part-time job working in a preschool serving lunch.
And breakfast.
And breakfast. Yeah, thanks for correcting me on that one.
Not that I'm trying to be mean, but
No, yeah, you have to include everything on that resume.
Yeah.
He had to pass on sort of a food service test in order to do that because it was in a school setting. So you enjoyed that, didn't you?
Yeah. The test part.
Not so much. Yeah. He also did some office work for a while, which ended right around COVID, and he also did some volunteer work.
Yeah.
So right now we're sort of in a holding pattern, seeing if the CDS special program is something that would be a good fit for him. He loves working with people. He's great counting money and organizing things. So on our end, we think it would be great. So we'll see what CDS thinks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Joey. And how about you, Eddie?
Understaffed.
Tell them about what you do at work.
I'm a dishwasher, which means I clean pots and pans, and we're currently looking for more dishwashers, but no one's applying because we're starting to get into the busy season.
Yeah.
And what other stuff do you do at work?
I help out whoever needs it,
Doing what?
portioning, that kind of stuff, helping with weddings.
That's so cool.
You take the trash out, sweep the floor.
Yeah, mop.
Awesome. So cool, Eddie. And Naomi, what sort of things do you like to do? Do you currently work?
So, when Naomi was in college, she did do 1 afternoon a week in the tuck shop serving chocolate and treats, that is her dream job. But finding an outlet for that for her at the moment has seemed completely impossible. We are looking down volunteer work because she does like serving people, but it's quite difficult in the UK job-wise. You have to go, usually you go through a college, and then when you finish doing your college in up to, I think it's 19, you can carry on doing college with a work placement if you fit. Naomi, because she was non-verbal at the time and a physical disability, she didn't fit what they look for people with special needs going into their work programs. So unfortunately, she couldn't carry on at college. But for many young people with special needs, our college can carry on up to, I think it's 25 with an educational healthcare plan, and they can be placed into work, placements and do college. But for Naomi at the moment, it's not quite fit for her, but maybe down the line a bit when she matures a little bit more and decides she's bored of watching her DVDs, she might take more of an interest.
Awesome.
Oh,
Thank
you have
you.
DVDs? Yeah.
Thank you, Naomi. The next question sort of goes along with that. It's asking about finding employment as an adult with CSS. And there's a question just about the resources and recommendations with that. Eddie, do you want to start us off?
So Eddie has been working at this country club since high school, or to his
Senior year.
Yeah, his senior year of high school. And he found the employment through school. You know, he was recommended through his culinary program. So I think, was it the chef at the time knew somebody within the school, so it was word of mouth. He's been told at this country club he can work there forever if that is his choice, that he has a job for life there. So for him it was word of mouth.
Awesome. Thanks, Eddie. And how about you, Joey?
So I would say that Joey has been with the Supported Employment Program since he graduated from high school in 2012. And they have been working with him on his skills, employment skills. I would say that from a job perspective, the job at the preschool was actually the school that he worked at is a school that he actually attended. So when this job was created, the administration thought about reaching out to former students to see if they might be interested in working. So at the time I was on the board of the overseeing organization, and they reached out to me to see if Joey might be interested, and we talked about it, and he seemed interested, so we pursued it. So kind of like with Eddie, it's a little bit through connection. That's how he found that particular position. The other jobs that he's had have been through the Supported Employment Program. He's with Catholic Charities, and what they did was they actually started looking for jobs for their consumers at Catholic charity organizations. So Joey did some office work helping in one of the organizations digitize their medical records, because in our state, there was a certain time frame when they had to have all the medical records digitized. So Joey was part of that team. So we'll see what happens after COVID. We're hoping that it does kind of heat up a little bit, but it's it's a slow go for sure. And I would say that you really have to have a support system from a transportation perspective, as well as an understanding from the employer as what the expectation is.
Awesome. Thank you. And how about you, Naomi?
Yeah, again, looking into some sort of supportive work, it's difficult here in the UK. You'd have to go through either a special needs college that would put you into work placement. We have been to the job centre in the past, but she is classed as having complex disabilities, so currently it isn't required to look for work. It is something I would rather her do, but there isn't a huge amount. I haven't found a huge amount of systems and support systems for people with special needs to get into work myself. And take my finger out. That's it. There you go. Pardon. Yeah, maybe in the future it'd be something we would look into. Like I said about her working in the tuck shop through college, had she been the right fit, she perhaps could have gone on to working through the college, and they may have been able to explore into work. But I'm yet to find outlets for employment with support, if that makes sense.
Mhm. Yeah. Thank you. Our next question, I guess it has to do with jobs, but we would love to know, what is your dream job, Eddie, Naomi, and Joey? Do you have a dream job? Joey, do you want to start us off? Do you have a dream job?
Your dream job. You could work anywhere you should want to work. What do you think? Maybe something with music?
Yeah.
Joey loves music. I think that probably his dream job would be working at a radio station or something.
So cool.
Yeah, he knows so much about music. I mean, he hears a song, he just knows it. So I think that he would really enjoy that. And he has a bit of a personality. So that would probably go a long way.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Is that your dream job?
Yeah.
That'd be very cool, Joey. Awesome. Thank you. How about you,
Sure.
Eddie?
I
Do you
got
have a
it.
dream job?
Working in banquets,
Oh,
setting up for weddings.
that is so cool. That's an awesome job. Thanks, Eddie. And how about you, Naomi? Oh, sorry, I keep muting you. There we go.
At the same time, then, did we? What do you want to work doing? What was it? In a chocolate shop.
That does sound like an awesome job.
Dream job.
Definitely. Awesome. The next question, there's so many coming in. Let me scroll through. Oh, someone's asking about friends. What do you like to do with your friends? How about we start with Eddie? What do you like to do with friends?
Go to the movies.
Oh, that's good. Going to the movies. That's so fun. Awesome. How about you, Naomi? What do you like to do with friends?
Hold on, we're doing it again, aren't we? I'm pressing the button. Unfortunately, we live in a very tiny little village. She did have a friend in the local town, but through college. But however much I tried to reach out to the care assistant that looks after this young lady, to no avail. The care assistant wasn't interested in bringing them together as friends. At the moment, I'm her best friend, so we do things together. We go to the beach together. We go hiking, dog walks. When pre-COVID, swimming. You're interrupting me now, aren't you? Art groups, sewing groups. We do everything together as friends, don't we? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, and I've got a tickle.
Awesome. How about you, Joey? What do you like to do with friends?
So I would say that social friendships are really a challenge for Joey. Just being quite honest, he participates in a social group every Saturday. So that's a really great outlet for him where he can practice interacting with people who, individuals, young people his own age, and practice having conversations and those sorts of things. But now he's out of high school, those sort of interactions are really kind of difficult. And I would say that, friends are few and far between. So it's great that Joey has his roommate, Timmy. They have not been together that long, but they're like peas and carrots now.
Not the Forrest Gump reference.
Right, of course. They get along great. It was a great choice. Timmy and Joey are a great fit together. They have a lot of things that they do in common. Sometimes I'll call over at the apartment at night, and the staff will answer the phone. They'll say, "Well, he's busy right now. They're playing a board game. Can we call you back?" and I can hear them laughing in the background. The staff will send me movies around the holidays of them opening up gifts. So I think that Joey and Timmy will become fast friends. So I'm actually really excited for Joey to continue building that relationship that's just started.
That's awesome. Thank you. All right. The next question is, what is the proudest that you've ever been of yourself? I love that question. The
Oh,
proudest.
I want to go first on this.
Sure, Joey. What's the proudest you've ever been of yourself?
When I finished that Nintendo Switch game for the first time.
When you finished what for the first time?
That game.
Oh, nice.
I mean, the end credits were a bit much, but skipping all that is a big.
So you were proud of yourself when you just finished that game?
Yeah, but
That's
skipping
awesome.
over the credits is a hassle
It's
in
a
itself.
hassle. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great, Joey. How
Thanks.
about you, Eddie? What's the proudest you've ever been of yourself?
Getting a high school achievement award.
Wow.
Do you remember what it was for? The achievement? I don't remember.
Me neither.
He did receive an award. I don't remember what it was for specifically. It was a few years ago.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how about you, Naomi?
It's the best thing you've done. She's got quite a few under her belt. I think she's gone 130 miles an hour in a very fast car, which she's very proud of herself for being brave enough to get in that very fast car. She's been on roller coasters upside down. She comes off them feeling pretty proud of herself. That despite it takes her so much longer to get into that car and ride around, that she does it, that she doesn't hold back and things like that. She'll try anything once, and I think I'm just as proud of her for giving it a go.
Definitely. Awesome. The next question, what should we know as parents to help our kids succeed? It's a great question. Does anyone want to start us off with that? Nancy, how about you?
Well, I guess I don't know if I'm the best example of this, since Joey is now 30 and was only diagnosed 8.5 months ago. So I've kind of been on this journey flying blind.
Figuratively.
Of course, thank you. Because I really didn't know what the whole deal was here. So for the last 30 years, I've been sort of approaching it symptomatically and approaching it that way. I didn't really have a holistic view of what was going on. So I sort of took it one sort of crisis at a time as they were appearing and trying to deal with them. Stop touching the computer.
Sorry.
I'm afraid he's gonna kick us out. So
No.
I would say retrospectively, I think it would have helped if I had known what was going on, because maybe I would have had some guardrails. So in some ways, it would have been helpful to have those guardrails, yet at the same time, not having any guardrails. There were no boundaries for Joey, what he could or couldn't do. So, I would just say, don't let anybody tell you what your child can or can't do. You know your child best. Give them all the opportunities, give them all the support, all the love that you can, and let them be the best version of themselves they can be. Because, all of them are different. So, and I would also say, give yourself a break too. That's important too. What I've found is that sometimes taking care of your special needs child is all encompassing, and it's the only thing that you can do. But at the end of the day, you have to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not gonna be able to take care of your special needs child. So it's not such a bad thing to take a break and have a moment to yourself.
That was wonderful. Thank you, Nancy.
It's like you deliver in speech.
How about you, Janice?
Yeah, just don't let anyone say that your kids aren't going to do X, because they are amazing. And I can remember when, like in first grade, Eddie's teacher was like, he can read. And I'm like, what? And it's just amazing how much that they can pick up, and you just encourage them, and they can really just learn so much. I'm amazed at Eddie right now. He's 25, and it may scare people, but he can drive a car. He does not have his license yet. That is up to him passing the test. He has tried a few times, has done some things that, obviously he didn't pass, but they weren't bad things. Just, I don't know, just little things.
Yeah.
So that's scary that someday, he may be, on his own driving a car, but that's the abilities that he has. And I'm proud of him of that. And people may think, are you crazy that you're letting your child drive, where he has CSS? And yes, I may be, but he can do it. He most definitely can. Will he drive far? No, it's just going to be to and from work, short little trips. But I just keep on encouraging them, and let them try new things, advocate for them, teach them how to advocate for themselves. And they can just learn so much and go so far. It's really amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. How about you, Caroline?
Yeah, I mean, Janice and Nancy pretty much summed quite a lot of things up in one big basket there. Yeah. What I would say is don't be fooled. Because this child is non-verbal doesn't mean to say they don't understand. It's very common with our children that their understanding is far more advanced than their ability to be verbally communicate with us. So don't do things for them. Look at their age and say 5, yeah, they can put their socks on. They can put their socks on. They will try. Somebody does still try not to do things for herself that she's more than capable of doing. She can clear a plate away from, she cuts her own food up. She clears a plate away when she's had her lunch. She puts it in the dishwasher. She tidies up the table. These are all little things that if I let her, she wouldn't do. And if she's with other people, I found out with the college, she's even managed to get people to dress her at the college. Because very clever that if she shuts down, she doesn't say anything, then people think that she doesn't understand. But inside here, they are very advanced, and they understand the rules, and they understand simple instructions. Quite often they know how to read before they can speak, and they definitely know what their favourite things are. And again, yes, don't give up on them. Don't say no. If somebody says no, they can't ride that roller coaster. Yes, they can ride that roller coaster. They can eventually learn to drive too. That is amazing. It's something that, unfortunately, because of nervous tics, you probably wouldn't be able to succeed with at the moment. But you never know. We have a place called Diggerland here where you can try out diggers, tractors, Land Rovers. Both of her siblings have given it a go, and last time round she wasn't interested, but legally she is allowed to try them out there. So maybe next time when we visit, but I don't see why any of our children cannot try anything and do anything with their lives.
Thank you. I have a question specifically for Eddie to tell us about your car. They want to know about your car.
It's a 2007 Toyota Camry.
Very cool. Awesome. Thanks, Eddie. Another one. What is your favorite place to visit, or where would you want to go on vacation? Joey, where would you like to go on vacation?
Rehoboth Beach to stay.
Oh,
Yeah,
Tax free.
tax-free.
awesome. How about you, Eddie?
Charleston, South Carolina,
Oh, very cool.
where my old boss moved.
Oh, so you'd visit them?
Charleston.
Yeah.
Very
She
cool.
got in a fight with the general manager, and then she ended up getting another job, and then she moved down south last year.
That'd be cool to visit. Awesome. Thanks, Eddie. How about you, Naomi? Where would you like to go?
You want to go? Let's say the beach.
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 Mm.
Anywhere where there's a beach.
Beach.
Beach. This is the beach over the forest. I like the forest. She likes the beach. We quite often compromise when we go on holiday.
Thanks, Naomi.
Holiday.
Holiday.
Mm.
Next question is, what is or was your favorite subject in school, and why did you enjoy it? Joey, do you want to start us off?
Math.
Math. What do you like about math?
Anything other than long division.
Oh, nice. Math is
I think that
awesome.
what was good for Joey with math is that there was a right and a wrong, and you follow sort of the framework, you can get to the answer. So if I think that the structure of math kind of worked for how his brain was sort of made. So I think that worked for him. He also is really good in the government classes, because he was able to memorize everything. So the state test, he did really well on that as well, because he could just memorize everything. His memory is, it's like a steel trap. I've never met anybody like this before with such an incredible memory. Joey has, sure, there's some weaknesses and some challenges, but he has some incredible strengths. And so, what we try to do is play to the strengths and focus on those as much as possible, because the difficulties, they'll show themselves all the time, but it's really important for him to recognize what he's really good at. One other thing that since he's been out of school, he's taken up crossword puzzles. He's become a real ninja with Scrabble, crossword puzzles. It's unbelievable. I've never met anybody quite like him. It's very impressive.
That's awesome. Thanks, Joey. How about you, Naomi? What was your favorite subject in school?
What did you like to do at school? Music. She liked music. Anything with a beat that she could dance to. Beat. Not beat. That's right, yeah. That she could dance to, rock along to. That's Naomi.
Awesome. And how about you, Eddie?
American history,
Oh, American history. What did you like about history?
how our country came to be.
That is definitely so interesting, for sure. Thanks, Eddie. Let's see. I see Sarah put in the chat that if anybody wants to say anything or comment on any of these, we definitely would love to hear, for sure. I think we've gone through almost all of the questions. Well, we loved hearing from Eddie, Naomi, and Joey, and Nancy, and Caroline, and Janice. Thank you so much. That was really, really incredible to hear from all of you. Let's see.
Thank you.
Oh, someone said one more favorite movie. Eddie, do you have a favorite movie? I know we were just
And
talking
you
about
can
favorite
tell me
movie.
what.
One more time.
Avengers Infinity War.
Ooh, Avengers Infinity War. Nice one. How about you, Naomi?
Go on then, say it.
Shazam.
Shazam.
Ooh, Shazam. That is a good one.
Shazam.
Thank you, Naomi. How about you, Joey?
Stop, Forrest.
Star Wars?
No, Forrest Gump. But the scene where Forrest ran the second time around and they all went, stop!
Nice.
So when I see that bit, I go, stop, Forrest!
Love it. Thanks, Joey.
I'm sorry, move your Black Panther party.
Awesome. Let's see. I think we're getting a few more questions in, actually. What is something you feel really helped you overcome a challenge that CSS brings? Let's see. Does anyone want to start that one off? Eddie or Janice?
Eddie doesn't, he has CSS, but he doesn't let that stand in the way of any of his daily activities or work or, driving a car. It's just something that he has. He knows his limitations, and he knows when to step back from something, but he doesn't let it get into the way of his life.
Awesome. Thanks, Eddie. How about you, Joey?
What do you think? I think probably what Joey doesn't realize is that he does have so many strengths, and I think that he focuses on what he's good at and kind of leverages that to work his way around the difficulties. If you think if we all think about ourselves and things that are hard for us, the way we work around them is to kind of figure out a way around it or under it to get to the other side of where we need to go. And I think that Joey has some really good strengths that he's been able to work his way through in that way.
Awesome. Joey. How about you, Naomi?
Difficult one to answer, really. I mean, I would say making sure you have good therapy in place helps tremendously. I mean, I've struggled over the years with therapists. A lot of what I find is that I never agree with them because obviously I know best, I'm a parent. They don't try and make sure that when you have a therapist, you have a good relationship with that therapist. If you don't have good relationships with a therapist, you're not going to work well together to do what's best to help your child progress and grow. So if it's not working out, ask for a new therapist. It doesn't harm to ask. Yeah. And the same goes with the schooling. What helps with the schooling again is getting on well with the TAs and the staff and the people that help your child, having a good relationship and accepting that trying everything that's given to you. We've gone through walking frames, shoes, physical equipment. We've tried it. Even if I've had doubts in the back of my mind that this piece of equipment won't work for her, I still give it a go because what I think doesn't work might actually turn out to work. So try all the equipment. If like Naomi, she's physically challenged, handrails. I wouldn't have handrails everywhere to avoid having wheelchairs in the home and walking frames in the home. She just, everywhere you go, there's a handrail to get her about so that she can maintain her dignity and independence around the home without having to rely on a wheelchair within the home. Therefore, she doesn't feel different, if that helps.
Awesome. Thank you. Someone asked, wondering what has helped a lot. So some said it was music, horseback riding. Have you found anything that's made a major impact in being helpful? Eddie, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, just in general, he's learned when he has trouble with something, he really needs to ask for help. So, and that mostly has to do with his schoolwork, that he realizes now if he's struggling, that he needs to ask for help. So.
Awesome. How about you, Joey?
So Joey has been involved in a lot of different kinds of therapy. I would say that speech therapy for him was extremely helpful. He didn't start talking until he was about 6.5. And he was in speech therapy, I think, starting at maybe 2 years old. Again, sort of dealing with the symptom of what the issues were, not knowing what he actually had going on. So the speech therapy was really helpful. I mean, it was kind of like watching cement dry at times. It got a little frustrating. But over time, now that I look back on it, I can really see, you know, the progress that he made. When I was in the middle of it, I couldn't see it because it's just so slow and so just incremental in terms of the improvement. It was really quite something. He also got involved with hippotherapy, which, to be honest with you, I thought it was a little bit kind of hokey when I heard about it. When I saw him on this horse, and I saw how he was able to kind of organize his nervous system and be able to do things on the horse, as in addition to talking, his speech just improved dramatically when he was on the horse. It's really quite something. I think that if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I never would have believed it. So that was super helpful in terms of, you know, that therapy. I would certainly give it a go if you have it available in your area.
Awesome. Thank you. How about you, Naomi?
With Naomi, I think swimming helps. Obviously, because when you're in the water, you can just let go, and you know you're not going to fall because you're already in the water. Whereas when you have a complex movement disorder, which some of our children, as they progress, will become more noticeable. Balance is a problem. Standing up straight is difficult, but once you get in that water, Naomi, she is Nemo in the water. She suddenly is free. She swims in her own unique style. She was just allowed to learn to swim her own way, and she did. She swims. I've tried to swim the same way she does, and I can't do it. It's very unique and very clever. But when she's in the water, she's free.
That's awesome.
Swimming helps, doesn't it?
I just remember one other thing I wanted to share. So when Joey was younger, he started with occupational therapy, which, so I'm not really in the health field or anything like that, so I wasn't really familiar with it. I was totally blown away by the impact that occupational therapy had on him. He wasn't really able to sort of separate his hands and to work individually with his fingers. So the occupational therapy really did wonders for him in terms of helping him get organized and becoming kind of connected with his appendages. I guess I don't know how else to say it, but it was kind of like he was walking around like he was Pinocchio, you know, a little bit on a string like a marionette. And with the occupational therapy, it tightened it all up, and he was able to control his movements much, much better. So I think between the speech therapy and occupational therapy and the horseback riding, I think it really helped him a lot. So I just wanted to share that piece.
Thank you. Awesome. Well, it is 5 o'clock. I want to say thank you again to Eddie, to Joey, to Naomi. Thank you so much for sharing. And thank you, Janice and Nancy and Caroline. Thank you so, so much. It is 5 o'clock. So thank you all so much for coming. It was so nice to see all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's bedtime for us here. It's 10.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.